So the next element that we're going to look at is form. So there are four basic types of forms that we're going to take a look at today. So first of all, what is form in general? Form is the physical shape of objects and outlines the edges of a 3D object. That's the key word right there, is that it's got to be 3D. It contains volume, mass, height, width, and depth. So in these two pictures, any piece of furniture that you can find, that is an example of form. So you've got your couches, your lamp, your rug, the fake plant in the first photo. You've got your tables, your artwork, your light fixtures, the dresser there along the side. All those are different types of forms because they are 3D objects. So four types of form. The first one we're going to look at is the realistic form. This is what our brains register as traditional and familiar. You can look at that photo on the left and know that that is a leather couch. There's no mistaking it. It's rectangular like a couch. It has couch cushions and it's a basic color of a couch. It's a couch. Same thing with the chair, the table, and the lamp on the right hand side. All of those our brains know as traditional and familiar. So because of that, we've categorized these as realistic. The second form is kind of the exact opposite. We're going to be looking at the abstract view of it. So it takes a recognizable object and it rearranges some things about it, some of its main characteristics. It can still have some function to it, but a lot of times these abstract pieces in a home, you tend to decorate more with them, and you're not going to really use these pieces as much. So in the first photo, you see that you can probably make out those that are pretty much chairs. The backs of them are a little untraditional. They're not probably going to be the most comfortable, but the chair seat itself is what makes it a little bit more recognizable. In the middle one, you have the bookshelf. The bookshelf's not very big. It's a cool piece to put a couple of small knickknacks on there, maybe put a couple of books in there, but really that in of itself is your statement piece. And then on the right hand side, you have this really cool bookshelf, but I don't know if you'd even call it a bookshelf because it looks larger than it actually is. However, it is a cool piece of artwork because it kind of fits in the actual corner of the room. So you can actually have it coming out from the corner, which is a great statement piece itself. However, it's not that fully functional. A lot of that space in there you can't really use because there's no bottom to it. But it takes a recognizable object, a shelf, and then rearranges some of it, adds some extra lines in there, and it becomes a little bit more abstract. The third form that we're going to look at is geometric. So geometric and abstract, they kind of go with each other. Abstract can be a little bit more whimsical though. Geometric is kind of a little bit more of your harsher lines in a repeating pattern. Abstract, not necessarily a repeating pattern. So geometric uses the different types of geometric figures and shapes. Really commonly, you're going to see circles, squares, rectangles, triangles, and then you're going to see a repeating pattern that goes with it. So as we see on the left, this is kind of a double geometric on the left because it uses the hexagon tiles to create the geometric shape. But then if you guys look, the actual print itself, which covers and goes across the different hexagon tiling there, makes up a different type of design. But it uses these standard circle, square shapes, lines in there that create it. So that one's kind of a double geometric. In the middle, you've got these little like stools that you could sit on. Again, harsh lines, harsh shapes to them. You can easily tell that it's a geometric shape, but you could also almost argue that it's abstract as well. And then on the right hand side, you look at the coffee table here, and it's kind of got the cool, harsh lines, but then it adds some softness to it by adding some of the circular or spherical pieces in there as well. So that would be considered geometric. The third one we're going to look, or I'm sorry, the last one we're going to look at is a free form. So this is a random and flowing, and it's typically found in nature. So examples of it would be your bodies of water or like waterfalls, plants, trees. It's basically bringing the outside in or transforming the outside of your home as you see in one of the pictures. So we can do this through adding different types of wallpapers, different types of bringing like plants into your home, whether they're fake or they're real. You could do this through a chair that has like a leaf as a seat and a tree bark as the legs of it. So it's really incorporating that nature kind of feel to it. So as we see through here, this is an example of a wallpaper on the left. You've got a fake plant in the middle, and on the right hand side, they've actually transformed their whole backyard into like a little mini oasis So they actually have the flowing waterfall mini pond feature there. As cool and great as it is, you have to make sure that if you ever were to do that in your home, that you actually know how to take care of it. It's not something, especially here in the Midwest, that you would leave running 24/7. You make sure you have to winterize it and everything like that. So as cool as that feature is, make sure you know how to fully take care of it. So what does form look like in housing? Well, we want form to follow function. Related forms are more agreeable than unrelated forms. So if you have a home that has a single room that has all different types of forms in it, all four of them, it's going to be really chaotic and it's going to be overwhelming, and you're going to realize that there's no central theme or idea. It's going to look busy and it's going to look messy, and that's not something you necessarily want. It won't be as inviting as if all your forms were a bit more related. Um, we know that it's going to do a gradual change in form can direct the eyes smoothly. So you want to make sure that you're not creating obstacles or barriers in your rooms because of all the different types of forms. It's okay to mix and match. And if you really want to get interested about mixing and matching and not having such a boring room like the example on the right, this is where you would start adding the different types of lines or prints, patterns, colors. That's where you can kind of start personalizing the room more and not making it feel like it's just a bare open room that has no design aspect to it at all.